Well, hello, y'all. I don't know where I'm going with this today, but I got to thinking about it. Today's Memorial Day, 2024. And I got to thinking about all them guys. Some of them my age, but most of them would have been younger. That 58,000 or whatever it was, that got killed in the Vietnam War. I don't know how many. I don't remember the number offhand, but more than 50,000. See, I was turned 18 in 1963, and I joined the Navy for 4 years. Johnson, in the spring of 65, February, sent that big buildup into Vietnam. Oh, another police action. We're going to go save the world for democracy. Let's throw some of that good American cannon fodder into the mix. Well, so a lot of them kids when 65 were 18. Some of them was 18 and 64 and had no idea what was going to happen. I didn't. And they come up. Well, it went through there. And if you pay attention, now I go back and I look at that Korean War. Because that Korean War, I don't care what anybody says about anything, was an unconstitutional, criminal waste of American money, American firearms, military equipment, and American lives for nothing except money and power. Vietnam, nothing but money and power. I learned during the course of that Vietnam War that the real reason we fought in Korea and the real reason we fought in Vietnam and wanted the Philippines and that stuff, there was two philosophies about world control. Now, Adolf Hitler had one of them that he expressed. He thought if he owned the heartland, controlled the heartland of the industrial world, he could rule the world. So he wanted to get and conquer all of that Europe and such. He almost did it. Now, the United States, though, we got this big Navy and we're out here, so we had this border, had that Atlantic Ocean protecting us. That border had the Pacific Ocean. Oh, that was nice. And we built all these ships. Well, there was a philosophy, if you controlled the perimeter around all the land masses, you could control the world. Now, this came from before Second World War. But Second World War, when the United States became the big feller on the block with the Navy, why, that just jumped up there. That's an automatic. Look at this. We can control the world. We got it. We've got Navy bases here. We're going to have Navy bases in Japan. They're defeated. We got Navy. Well, what are we going to do about Korea and some of these other places? The British had Hong Kong down there. That was a pretty good one. We could depend on the British. Now, let's see. Let's go around the world. Well, thanks to a lot of stuff, the United States controlled the perimeter of the world. If you wanted to move something on the ocean, you were dealing with the United States Navy. I mean, that wasn't obvious. Nobody advertised it. And then that Stalin feller up there after World War II, that Stalin feller moved in, and he was figured, well, we got this third of Germany, and we got this third of Berlin. He tried to freeze us out of Berlin, but that fantastic airlift supplied the people in Berlin. And so Russia backed off, Soviet Union backed off of that one. But see, that's what the whole Cold War was about. Now China has bucked up. Now you look at China, read all these stories about the Navy, the ships and stuff that China's building. Wow. And then I hear some of these people saying, well, look at all these military age young men, 18 to 35, that are coming across the border in this Blue Party invasion. Coming in from China, coming in, they got some coming in from all over. Who are they loyal to? Who are they citizens of? Are they already in the military for some of these foreign lands? Boy, you know, you get to looking at it. This whole thing. If it wasn't for them crooks back there in Washington, D.C., I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how they get mad at me. They throw the First Amendment out the door. They're trying to throw the Second Amendment out the door. Now, I'll tell you, the right to bear arms preceded the War for Independence. It preceded the Declaration of Independence. The right to free speech preceded the Declaration of Independence. That was an example of free speech, sending that thing off to Great Britain. Those things, all of that stuff. Why, the right to be homosexual preceded the Declaration of Independence. The right to have an abortion preceded. Look at all these things that preceded. The right to kill preceded all of that. Now, governments are set up to defend the societies. Criminals that make war on the societies, like thieves or murderers or whatever, they are what government is supposed to defend society from. But our governments have become so corrupted, they're protecting the criminals. And it's at the expense of the citizens, of the societies. Now, I don't care what a society is. We got thousands of tribes in this country. We got Muslims of different sects. We've got Christians of multiple different sects that have just this difference or that difference or whatever. I don't know what all this is. Presbyterians and Baptists and Methodists are all different. The Catholics are different. Even the Catholics in different parishes are different. Don't make no sense, but they are. Okay, so we got all this. The criminals, them red criminals in the Republican Party, them blue criminals in the Democratic Party, they're just sitting back loving this. And them original criminals, those rich people, those rich families over there in Europe and India, and there's some in Africa too, and all this, they're just eating all this up. You know something? We the people. It's our government. It's not the Republicans. It's not the Democrats. The individual rights of any human being in the United States of America is supposed to be protected by the Constitution. As a umbrella the Constitution that created the Union of independent, sovereign nation states. Now, each nation state can have its own personality, can have its own this, that, and the other, as long as it agrees, doesn't disagree with what was originally set up. Think about it. Our government is the criminal, but we, the people, have the reins to the government. Think about it. Read, study, pay attention, talk amongst yourselves like the old founding fathers, them patriots back there in the 1700s, 1770s, 1780s did. Think about it. Well, have a good day. I hope you enjoy the holiday here, this Memorial Day. And may God bless you all. Talk to you again.